I could have been stopped doing this shit. Only reason I do this shit cause the real niggas asked me to. A fake nigga couldn't relate to me. Top gunner, check me out. Only us, check me out. Strap her with a kilo, check me out. Put her on the bus, check me out. Stand up nigga, check me out. Always 100, check me out. You can bring the work back, check me out. If you don't want it, check me out. See mama love me, that's my baby, but papa left me. Yeah, he left me. I put a bitch on timeout if she upset me. That's a fact. Fuck with me, you won't regret me. Still on the mind of every hoe trying to forget me. I get them things across the border. Your man on trial, but you won't go get him a lawyer. What's up with that? You popping bottles, you getting fly, but you don't send commissary to niggas that's inside. See, we don't coincide, we don't live by the same rules. And we done got hungry, these lanes became food. Real niggas in my corner, you know that I can't lose. And I can't go to jail for a body they can't prove. Got niggas in the fence, they never coming home. Can't never see they daughter, only talking through a phone. And you know we screaming free you forever. Treat your kids like they mine. Wait your turn, real nigga. You get rich in due time. I feel like Nino when he first opened the Carter. Check me out. I feel like Tony when him and Sosa became partners. Check me out. Bring me out crab legs and grilled shrimp for starters. Play me young for my main meal. I'm a mobster. Ruger rap. Top gunner, check me out. Only us, check me out. Strap her with a kilo, check me out. Put her on the bus, check me out. Stand up nigga, check me out. Always 100, check me out. You can bring the work back, check me out. If you don't want it, check me out.
What's good, everybody? What's good, man? TGIF. We made it to see another Friday. Thank God. You heard me? We got to get into it tonight, man. We got a real serious situation. And we about to get into it. And I promise this probably gonna be a 2-part series. Maybe it might even go to 3, but it's gonna be for sure a 2-part series. No way I'll be able to get all this in tonight. Try to not make my videos go over 130, you heard me? So we're gonna get right off into it, man. We ain't gonna waste no time. Before I get into this, I want to read an op-ed I wrote in a video I seen that made me write this op-ed, which is not really what made me write this op-ed, because if you've been on this channel for any significant amount of time, you go look at my videos, my archive that I've been speaking probably for the last 3 or 4 years about this. It's what Black people are doing that they're not conscious enough to understand what they're doing. You know, when you speak about Black people as a whole, it is a lot of ones of us that have high IQs, wise wisdom, and some of us who are gaining that. And remember, we always got to understand that wisdom only comes from God. That's why he tells us in his scripture that if you want wisdom, ask him and he will give it to you. I'm paraphrasing, but it say that. And another thing, we know it tells us, I believe in Proverbs, that in all your getting, get an understanding. Understanding is key. And of course, understanding goes into how you process things, because how you understand them, understanding how they affect you now, later, and just basically understanding it from a whole perspective. Understanding is everything, which is very understanding and wisdom is siblings, right? And I've learned and I've realized in every situation, which is what we're going to be speaking about today, because we were supposed to address, I was supposed to do the Jackson Dart Abdul Carter situation, But I'm gonna push that to next week because this probably gonna run in perpetuity to probably Monday, because Monday, Wednesday, and Friday I'm gonna do live streams. Tuesday and Wednesday I do body cam reviews, but I might do a part two of this tomorrow, depend, because right now, like I say, when I had these subjects that I want to speak on, I don't like to really like jump all the way in them when they first come out. That's why I'm just doing the Jackson Dart story, because I wanted it to finish. I don't want to just like kind of like when it's going on and you don't have all the facts. I want to wait till it's over and I can review it, take what I can take out of it, and give to you guys. Because again, this is a self-help channel. This is a pro-truth channel. This is a pro-Christ channel. So what we trying to do, what I'm doing on this channel is strictly, well, it's for everybody, but it's really aimed toward Black people because we the ones who have to get it together. Nobody can help Black people get it together. And if they can, well, only God can help Black people get it together at this point. At this point, they too far gone. But what I'm doing with this channel is putting my piece, doing the small part of my small impact, because you know, and it has to come together. It has to come together as a collective with a lot of other people that's doing it. But anyway, I don't want to bore you with that. But these situations of the Carmelo Anthony situation, they are more deeper than people realize. And if you don't really have an IQ, you don't understand how the world works. Which I'm not. Listen, and again, I always gotta say this sometimes, because Black people have got to the point where, because most of them are raised by women, and because the Black community is ran by women, what happens is, we know women don't like accountability. We know women accountability make women very uncomfortable and it makes them react negatively. So because the Black community is ran by the woman, for the most part, she's the default leader. Everybody in the Black community seems to be a microcosm of the Black woman, right? And because we know she can't take accountability and things like that, does she get overly emotional and impulsive when faced with accountability? This is how the Black community is. And when you're like that and you don't want to accept things for what they are, you don't want to acknowledge or have, just basically, not to really go too much in it, just you don't want to have accountability in this situation. You can't learn from it. It's going to come back. It's going to keep repeating. And it gets to a point where it begins to actually hurt you, and sometimes physically, but most of the time systematically. And that's what I want to talk about. And that's why I'm talking about this situation. We have to understand is these other people in America. Well, we're not going to play the game other people. I'm going to say white people, which is 60% of the population. You can believe the lies about, white people dying out, they're not having enough children. That's bullshit. That is BS. Who gonna take their spot? Because although the immigrants coming here, they having babies at the same rate of white people, because all of these people except Black people. And when I'm saying that, I have to also put the disclaimer that when I'm speaking on the rule, not the exception. Because you always have somebody with I know some Black people who. So just kill me with that. What I'm saying is, white people is the modus operandi of America. The white way is the right way, right? And we know that most white people, they don't just bring children in the world. They plan, they have everything together, because they understand that when they understand the importance of bringing your children in this world, having them in a good environment, meaning school, neighborhood, and just being ready spiritually, mentally, I guess physically as well, to be able to be a parent, right? And so a lot of these other foreigners, they come and they do the same thing. They don't just have babies out of wedlock. Number one, they make sure they're married. And again, I'm speaking for the rule, not the exception. I know that it's people who are foreigners. I know white people that may have children out of wedlock, but I'm saying for the most part, they do things the right way. Whereas Black people, for the most part, they do things the wrong way. The ones who do it right are the exception. And that's another issue when you talk about anytime you deal with black people and it's something that you addressing in them, that the first thing they'll say is, what about white people? Well, white people do the same degenerate thing that black people do. But the problem with that is not only do they oust the degeneracy in their community, their degeneracy in their community is the minority. The positivity is the majority. Whereas in Black America, the positive is the minority, and the degeneracy and the victimhood mindset is the majority, right? And so going back to the situation where I brought up why white people are 60% of the population, over the last, I want to say, I would say it started with Obama. And what I mean, it started with Obama. Of course, it was going on before then, but it started with Obama because Obama made black people say, and I hate to say this because I don't like to do it like I'm picking at black, but black people are so emotional that they don't see things again because they're led for the most part by women, and this is the woman mindset. Women don't have a three-dimensional perspective, right? They have a two-dimensional perspective. In other words, they only see down the road. They don't see around the corner, right? So when Barack Obama got president, black people forgot that, hey, this country is 60% white people. White people still are running shit. So yeah, we got a black president, which by the way didn't do nothing for y'all, but I digress. We got a black president for 8 years, didn't matter. They emboldened, they just, you know what I'm saying? And they forgot, like, nah, you heard me? And so they had some white people who did that when Trump got it, even though Trump did more for black people in his first term than any other president, with the exception of Abraham Lincoln, because of course he freed the slaves. But what I'm saying is, I'm just saying, by him just being a white president, some white people, not racist, right? Just from a human being perspective. See, what people don't understand is a lot of things that black people deal with white people it's not racism. It's get back, right? White people are not God. I know black people, especially liberal black people, feel like they are. That's why they always talking about, they'll go in church on Sunday and talk about how if God with them, nobody can do nothing against them. I mean, if God with them, nobody. If God with them, it don't matter who against them. No weapon formed against them proper. And Monday morning they'll be on their TikTok talking about how the white man holding them back. So liberal, victim-minded blacks feel like white people God, but white people not God. They're good people, but they're not God. In other words, they're not perfect. And again, when I'm speaking on the rule, not the exception. All white people not like that, but some of them are. You know, they get poked and they poke back, and it's getting worse now because it's to the point where black fatigue is really affected. Black fatigue is so bad, black people got it. Wise, godly, conservative black people got it. So you know the white people got it, right? Now, you may say, well, where are you going with this, Vernon? This is the thing, and this is what y'all got to understand. When y'all get on these apps and y'all in the comment section and y'all beefing with white people, disrespecting white people, when y'all going in public and see a white person of any age and you just rude to them, because most black people were raised from babies to be taught that you are a second-class citizen in America, which is a lie. You got to work hard to not just to surpass the white man, just to be equal with him. You got to work hard, and it still ain't gonna be good enough. The white man racist, he against you. Everything is against you as a black man, especially the white man. This is how most black children are raised. And what people don't understand is that in those formative years, the first 10 years of a child on earth is nothing but seeds being planted. And those seeds grow. And sometimes these people don't get to their 20s or 30s or older than that to these seeds to become full-grown trees in their body. And they try to cut the branches off, but because the seed has been planted, the roots are still down. And now they got to go through a deep cleansing with the Holy Spirit and get that up out of them. And it's still a fight that they go through because it had been planted in them. That's why I tell people, be careful what you plant in your children because these things grow, right? And so because of this, most black people grow up with the mindset that white people are racist. I'm talking about you got old people. And, I don't like to put a lot of stock in, when you talk about baby boomers, because baby boomers was the last of the ones who kind of got a little bit of the, Jim Crow and all that there. But I'm going to say this, and I'm being generous. And I wrote an op-ed. Matter of fact, I should read it. I'm going to read the op-ed. I would say 70, but I'm going to be generous. 1980, cut off. If you were born after 1980, you don't have the right to fix your mouth and speak about racism. And you never experienced racism. What you might have experienced is the backlash from the actions of you or people who look like you. You might have experienced that. You might have experienced that, but you haven't experienced racism where somebody told you, look, you not working here because you black. You never experienced that. Oh, I know somebody called me the N-word. So what? So what? You niggas will crash out and lose y'all whole life with somebody calling y'all a word like y'all in high school. But anyway, I speak on this channel also about how things are about to get bad for black people. When you talk about jobs and all of that there. Let me read this op-ed. Let me read this op-ed I wrote. And the reason why I gotta read this op-ed is because I want to kind of like give you an understanding. I'm about to get into it. We're gonna play some videos, but I need y'all to understand what y'all getting yourself into, or not what y'all getting yourself into, which I've already got yourself into, and it hurt people. What happens is it begin to affect people that ain't got nothing to do with that. If you can look at me, you can see I got tattoos, I got dreadlocks, I got all the type of look of the people who act this degenerate way, and I'm nowhere near that. You know what I'm saying? I love white people. I love white people just as much as I love black people and everybody else. You know what I'm saying? It's people that I don't like, but I won't be around them. But I love everybody equally. You know what I'm saying? So let me go to this. Because what you do, you don't understand. See, white people don't operate like black people. See, black people is impulsive. Black people is overly emotional and they make bad decisions. Again, they get that from the woman. And it's because the woman is the leader of the black community, it trickles down to everyone. And this is why black people where they are, this is why they kill each other, why they always fighting. Not to mention other things like childhood trauma that I can speak about on this channel. But again, let me slow it down for a minute. So anyways, I want to read this op-ed. This is my channel. This is my Facebook page. Go follow me. Same name as the YouTube channel, Vernon Guillen Speaks. Yeah, go check it out. But I wrote an op-ed on there. And again, when y'all on apps making fun of Charlie Kirk when he got killed, arguing with white people, being rude to people in public, because I got all this in a thing I don't want to repeat. Let's go to it. Let me cut this light off so y'all can see the video. Yeah, we're gonna be in here. We're gonna be in here wild tonight. It's Friday though. Y'all ain't got nothing to do. If y'all got something to do, come back and watch it. It's gonna be up. You heard me.
The black community largely thinks it's okay to murder white kids and not be held accountable.
Okay, so I'm gonna play this video, but let me read my op-ed that I wrote right here. You can see. I don't know if you can see. It say the name of this article that I wrote is "Black People, the Jig is Up." They're black people. I've been telling y'all for years that y'all action are causing long-term and permanent damage. You see, white people are not overly emotional and impulsive like y'all. They are far more tactful in how they handle things, and they play the systematic game, which is not racist on their part. It's called being a human being. At some point, everyone has enough of being poked, and y'all have been poking the bear, white people, for years. And your excuse is something that happened before y'all were born, such as slavery or Jim Crow. White people hate black people, which y'all have no and when I say white people hate black people just on the strength of their black, y'all have no proof of that, because in my 38 years, everything that I've ever had to experience that was bad came from black people, and a lot of things that I had good came from the help of white people. But I digress. Let me get back to what I was saying. Stuff, you have no reason to fix your mouth and blame white people on anything if you were born 1980 or after. Whatever you lack is because you had bad parents, made bad decisions, or a combination of both. Why am I saying this? Because clearly the thing that have been going on this month could be described as black getting the short end of the stick, and it's going to get worse if we don't course correct. That's the first part. Before I read the second part, I want to say this. When I said we've been getting the short end of the stick this month, you've seen the situation where the young man was chased down by a Chinese and killed. Chased down, I think it was 125 or 130 yards. I don't know if you guys ever seen an NFL football field, but an NFL football field is 100 yards. So this man chased this man 100 yards over some alleged stolen items and shot him to death in the streets and got a not guilty verdict. And I'm gonna show y'all why in a few minutes why stuff like that happens. See these people that you hold on, no, I gotta finish before I say that part. Let me finish. Here's the thing. When y'all get on social media being racist toward white people, not knowing who they are or who they're connected to, you just think she's some white woman named Jill that you're being very disrespectful to and racist to over the internet, over in the comment section for no apparent reason. Not knowing who they are, who they're connected to, making fun of Charlie Kirk's death, which hurt and affected a lot of people, including myself. I've been following Charlie Kirk for years. When that situation happened with Charlie Kirk and I seen people talking about him, I'm black and I was upset. I'm black and I'm upset because number one, I liked Charlie Kirk. Number two, he died for nothing. He didn't die for doing nobody something. This man was a father, a great man. If he had some skeletons in his closet that nobody don't know about, they haven't came out yet. And if he do, if it ain't got nothing to do with no pedophilia, we all got skeletons in our closet, right? This man was a great man, and he died before his time for what? For nothing. Because he was a master debater, and y'all was on social media making fun of it, just like y'all doing with the Austin Metcalf situation. But let me finish. Wishing death on the sitting president, Donald Trump, which a lot of people love. Your boss. Taking sides of criminals such as Karmelo Anthony and killers because they're black and the victims are white. Being rude in public without knowing who they are or who they're connected to. That old white man, that old white woman, because you're racist and you disrespect her for nothing in Walmart. Don't know who she is. Don't know that that's a judge wife. Don't know that she killed a judge. Don't know what. And they go this weekend talking about it. And you don't know that same judge, he going to be sentencing some black kid Monday with that on his heart. And guess what? That's not racism. That's being a human being. It's ungodly because we supposed to have God. We supposed to allow God to take vengeance on our behalf when somebody wronged us. But again, white people, just like us and everybody else on this planet, are human beings. That's finished. Here's why. That's a huge mistake when black people make those decisions. You don't own anything, black people, or create anything that employs people that makes the world turn. Yes, you can sing, you can dance, you can play football, but when it comes to things like corporations that employ thousands and millions of people, hundreds of people across the world, not talking about a mom and pop store, and create things we need to function like the internet, smart devices, cars, planes, positions of power in politics. White people, who are 60% of the population, overwhelmingly rule in those areas. So y'all get y'all small licks disrespecting people and doing what y'all do. But when it comes to employment, promotion, and your youth being sentenced, guess who gets the last laugh? Right? You know, Karmelo Anthony, bro, I'm going to keep it real. I was feeling sorry for his parents. I don't feel sorry for him anymore after listening to their interview, because the thing about it is this. If they would have got on the interview and said, okay, look, our son took his life, we're very sorry, but they've never had a good spirit. Even when this all started, Jeff Metcalf, the young man's father, comes to a press conference to pray, and they kicks him out. And I said then on this channel, I made a video, that would have been an amazing opportunity. That would have killed right then and there. Right then and there, that would have killed the racist narrative. Right? But when you watch the interview, which I noticed this, and I spoke about this from the press conference when this all started, that the man, also Karmelo father, is very, very weak beta man, very, very weak beta man, male feminist, who I can promise 1,000% he was raised by his mom. And when men are raised by their mom, they don't develop right into men. They develop into male feminists because they are used of a woman ruling and lording over them. So when they get married, they let the woman control, and that's just not how nothing works, especially a marriage. A marriage is God in Christ, Christ and man, man over woman, woman over children. And when the woman is over the man, the marriage is not going to go right, and the children are going to be in disarray. And so, you know, the woman, he's letting her speak, and he's behind her, which is never should have happened. It should have been the man speaking, and you be beside me. I'm the one who, as the man, I'm supposed to, I'm the strength of the family. But what she's trying, he's not the strength. So she's trying to make up for him not being the strength, and she's falling apart every chance she get, breaking in tears, because I do understand she hurt, because she understands the situation her son in. And I mean, like I said, I don't want to word curse him. God can do anything. But as of right now, God ain't, listen, man, when you playing this whole race thing, you automatically Xing God out, because you saying that race and white people, or whoever, well, in this case, white people are more powerful than him. They should have went on their interview and said, look, what happened was unfortunate. We're sorry to the family. And we're gonna keep God first, and we're gonna let God get this situation took care of, and we leaving it in God's hands, and we're gonna do the whole appeal process and everything like that. Instead, they went on there talking about it was white, it was racist, it was this, it was that. And I'm gonna play the maybe not today, but I'm gonna play the interview. And like I said, when I seen the interview, I kind of lost sympathy for him. At first, I had sympathy for him because I understand firsthand example of how a family can be broken apart. Not just the family who lost their son forever, but the family who the son about to go away for a long time. They hurt too. Because, the two worst things as a parent, I'm not a parent, but I can imagine that the two worst things as a parent is losing a child and having your child being a captive or be in captivity and you can't save them. So I look at those two things like they the two worst things as a parent, and they can't save him. There's nothing they can do him. He's a little kid. He's in prison, a Texas prison, which he's going to be okay because he's like a little celebrity now. And, a lot of people going to be sending him all kind of mail. He going to be like a celebrity in jail. So the black people in jail going to protect him, and nobody else ain't going to want to do him nothing anyway. It's not like that. And, it's just not the type of situation. People coming up with lies talking about the area and brotherhood want to do him something like that makes no sense. Like, why? But anyway, I digress. Anyway, so yeah, he was, in my opinion, over Senate. This is why I say that. You may say, well, why would you say that, Vernon? He killed somebody. That dude never getting back. He should be lucky with the 35 years. Well, here's the thing. He got sentenced on the murder charge. He got found guilty for murder. It wasn't a murder charge. It was a manslaughter charge. Murder means, this what murder would have meant. Murder mean that he planned, plotted, and executed a murder on Austin Metcalf. That's not what happened. What happened was he had a heated altercation with Mr. Metcalf, God rest his soul, and just so happened to, even though they said it the way he said, touch me again, it's still not premeditated. Premeditated a plan. This was a heat of the moment situation. Touch me again, I'm going to do this. And he touched him again or whatever happened again, and he hit him, right? Now, it just so happened to land in his heart, right? And it killed him. That's heat of the moment. Manslaughter is when you intentionally inflict bodily harm on somebody to hurt them, but they end up dying. And that's what that was, a manslaughter charge. In Texas, manslaughter is 2 to 20. So he could have got anywhere from there. He's a young kid, no criminal record. And that's how he should have been sentenced. But this was not the judge's fault. This was his fault and his legal representation fault. Because everybody is offered a plea. I don't care how guilty you is. Everybody's offered a plea. But they didn't accept that plea because it was too publicized. It was too polarizing of a situation. And he had all of these black people, the handler, Dominique, all these people was a part of this, telling him, man, you can beat this self-defense, when there's no such thing as self-defense. This is not a self-defense case. It's no way he was going to get found not guilty. That wouldn't have been justice, right? Do the justice system get it? Do the justice system always get it right? Absolutely not. But they got it right in this situation. They just got it right in the wrong charge. But he was guilty of killing that dude. You know what I'm saying? But what I'm saying is this. They thought that they were going to get a self-defense. Nowhere in America, nowhere. I don't know about other countries because I've never been. But nowhere in America you can go into somebody's space, not their house or their car. I'm saying like in their space. Like we walking in the mall and I go up to somebody, right? And when I go up to them, they punch me in the mouth and I shoot them, kill them, whatever. I can't say, oh, well, I was defending myself because he punched me. The cameras are going to show in the courtroom that I approached him. I made it my business to approach him. And so in this situation, everybody testified. The black coach for the white kid testified that he had left him in charge, the young man that died. And so you going to go in his section talking about you knew somebody, the dude who you say you knew, say he didn't really know you like that under oath. But that's another story for another day. But however, it doesn't matter who you knew under that tent. If he left Austin in charge and Austin asked you to leave, you should have left. It was said that he gave you 15 times. See, God good, bro. One thing about God, he is good. Like I was telling y'all about the Pooh Shiesty situation. You know, when Pooh Shiesty had this whole situation lined up to rob Gucci Mane, when Gucci Mane gets to the studio, it's come to find out that, you know, because Pooh Shiesty on the ankle bracelet. So his ankle bracelet set off and the people called him and like, hey, man, where you at? You need to get home. So God so good. God gave him an out right then and there. He could have said, you know what, this God, but these niggas too arrogant. And again, I think they are mighty retarded. And so he that was his option. Look, man, yeah. And Gucci Mane even told him, hey, bro, we could reschedule because Gucci Mane heard his, you know, the dude calling him. And he said, and he was like, we could reschedule. And that was his shot right there to be like, look, yeah, man, we just gonna reschedule with Gucci Mane. And he could say, man, God telling me not to do it. But he went through with it, and now he done. Next time y'all see Pooh Shiesty, he going to be walking with a cane. And I'm not saying it to be funny. I'm saying that because they going to give Pooh Shiesty, he might not be walking with a cane. We got people in their 80s and 90s. But I'm saying that's a term used for, man, he about to do some time. Especially if he calls himself taking a trial. Now, if he plea out, he might get a little 15, 20 piece. But you got people that was hurting there. You got white people. He done. And he was already on ankle brace. He had just got out for some aggravated stuff. Pooh Shiesty sealed his fate when he did that, when he made that dumb decision. But I'm saying how God is good. I just use that situation to let people know how God is good, and God will give you opportunity to change your mind. So when Austin told this dude again, this was testified under oath. These children, I believe these children, because guess what? All of these children is young children. All of them is 19 now, either they in a freshman year of college or they in a senior in high school. These children not trying to go to jail. And I know the prosecution and everybody let them know, look, if you lie on stand, that's perjury. And I don't know what perjury hold in Texas, but it's jail time. And so they knew, man, we not about to lie. So everything those kids said on that stand under oath, I believe it, right? So it was testified that he was asked 15 times. 15 times, right? Now we also know this too. We could play these silly games. I don't play games here. We know that today the average person, black person, but I'm saying for sure a high school kid, is walking around. He was probably walking around the traffic. We've all been there, done that. We've all been in high school with his head. We used to have Walkmans back in my time, but he had his AirPods in, listening to some of that music that glorified black degeneracy, right? And a white boy coming up to him telling him to leave. We already know what happened. We already know he wasn't going for that. So he was asked 15 times to leave. On the 12th time, he could have said, you know what, man, forget it. I'm about to go. He didn't. He stayed. And then whenever it started getting physical, I don't care if Austin, which this never was said, they say Austin just shoved him. It didn't matter if Austin punched him in the mouth. At that point, your only option is either fight or go, but you can't pull out a weapon and kill him. You know what I'm saying? I don't care how big he was than you. You can't just go in his section and pull a knife, get into a tussle because he asked you to leave and stab him and kill him in a self-defense. That is asinine just to think that you was going to get a self-defense case. It just didn't make even, I don't want to say common sense because common sense is not at all common these days. But they thought that, this is what they thought. I know what they thought. It's a black kid, and we gonna use the race thing to scare these white people. That's why I named this piece "The Jig Is Up." It's over with that. All that and these white people are coming together in solidarity, and they not wrong. I ain't mad at them. You know what I'm saying? Because guess what? Like I also tell people, this may push black people back into having a Black Wall Street type situation. Because it's about to be hard for niggas to get any type of employment. Because again, y'all don't build or create. When y'all get money, y'all don't invest in those startup companies. Y'all don't come together. Y'all don't do, all y'all do is take trips, buy new teeth, buy new booties, buy designer, y'all don't do what these white people do. These white people take 10, 15 years putting their money together with a plan of a startup company so they can employ their children. These companies grow over time, over generations. Black people don't do that. Right? Y'all have no corporation, no Walmart, no black, nothing. Right? And so when you're doing these things, like I spoke on the story a couple weeks ago, where they had a couple months ago, where they got these two black girls running a Smoothie King and they refused some white people service because they had some Trump shirts on. Are you kidding me? Let's just say it's Chick-fil-A let's say Chick-fil-A, which we all know is a Christian company, and they not just Christian in what they say, they Christian in what they do, to the fact that they don't even open on Sunday. You know how much money them people make? But that's how much they believe in that's how much they stand on what they believe in, which is Christianity, right? Because that's the Sabbath day. And you're not supposed to work on the Sabbath, right? Some people say the Sabbath is Sunday, but it doesn't matter. They missing a whole day on Sunday. But again, let's say, because again, that's a Christian company. Let's say some white girls in there would have did that to some black women who came in there with Barack Obama straight. Look, man, Barack Obama is evil. He passed all kind of laws that go against God, passed laws that God destroyed a whole city by the name of Sodom and Gomorrah with. We not going to serve you because this is a Christian business. You know how that would have turned out? You'd have had ass. I don't even have to start naming these people. They not worthy of their name coming out of my mouth. Right? You know how they would have, what would have happened? So this is the type of stuff. Black people are bad for business. I also made a video a couple weeks ago where, the black women's talking about how back then they had a lot of grace. They could be a few minutes late, have a bad hair day and wear a bond. It's just too much with them. And then the minute you ask them or speak to them about anything, they play the race card game. And like I tell people all the time, white people, again, they handle things with tact. So they handle things diplomatic. So you're not about to get a play on them. So if you file a race, they going to have they self-covered paperwork on why they had to let you go because you was late 50 times. But again, having a racism over their business is just bad for business. Single mothers, you got to constantly be leaving because you got a badass child and you got to constantly work to go tend to him. We need employees that's reliable. It's just so much come with them. I've showed how the black man he go to work, and I talk about all this, man. Go look in the archive. It's about to get hard for black people, especially if you don't got a degree. You got a degree, they gotta give you a job. They don't gotta give you a promotion, they gotta give you a job. And again, black people don't build, create, so we need the white man, right? But I want to play this video, real short video, real quick, of some of the things that white people are saying, and this is what y'all have created. Let's get into it.
It's okay. The black community largely thinks it's okay to murder white kids and not be held accountable. Why shouldn't I want you oppressed? Why shouldn't I want you discriminated against? Why should you be offered equal employment or equal housing opportunities? Why should I care about redlining and historical atrocities and systemic injustice for a group of people who think it's okay to kill our kids and then not be held accountable for it, right? If you think that our lives are fundamentally less valuable and you're going to choose your own over justice, why should I care about justice for you? Either we all care about the common good or we don't, but I don't care about your victimhood if you admittedly do not care about right and wrong to begin with. You can't be talking about equality and microaggressions and racism and structural reform while also being a bloodthirsty tribal moron. You can't do those two things at once. Viscerally hating white people and wishing them harm and constantly justifying doing harm to them while also asking them to like help you and give you power and like treat you nicer. Yeah, I think that whole thing is just completely over. I don't really think anybody gives a fuck anymore.
Trying to tell you. So let's go to my boy, Mr. Jeffrey Mead. Go to my boy, Mr. Jeffrey Mead.
What do you want us to do?
Sure, I know who this is.
To do? What do you want us to do at this point? What? I'm not for it. I don't know what to do. I got 5 boys. I don't know what. I ain't got nothing to tell them no more. You can't walk away no more.
Rest in peace, Trayvon Martin. Let me ask you this right now.
Well, for starters, it's very simple. Don't bring a knife to a track meet. It's crazy because she's out here acting like her boys are in danger because a black man or child, whatever, about to be 18, was found guilty for stabbing a white kid through the heart and killing him. So he was found guilty on murder for stabbing Austin Metcalf through the heart and killing him at a track meet with a knife he was not supposed to have at that track meet. He's acting like, what is she supposed to do about her boys? Ma'am, the biggest threat to your boys is not white people. It's other black boys, other black men. Around 9 out of 10 times a black man is murdered, he's murdered at the hands of another black person. Our criminal justice system is not out here targeting black people. She's overreacting to a situation that she does not need to be reacting to in this way. It makes her look goofy, uneducated, ignorant, stupid. It's annoyingly painful to watch. Especially as an athlete, high school, college, you don't bring knives to sporting events. Yeah, can young men get physical? Yes. I was an athlete, been there, done that, but we were never bringing knives around. Even teams I could not stand, I never dreamed about bringing a knife. I guess black parents need to teach their children about things like this because, yeah, you bring a knife to defend yourself, and now you're possibly going to jail for the rest of your life. He was not about to be beaten to death at that track meet, and there's no need for him to have it. But rather than acknowledging the uncomfortable truths and realities of the situation, we just want to claim and play victim. And what am I going to tell my boys now? Tell your boys to not bring knives to track meets. Tell your boys to hang around with good people, make good decisions. Don't sell drugs. Don't do drugs. Don't hang out with gangbangers. For them to go become a productive member of society.
Simple as that.
Consistently brings value. There are a lot of things that she could be telling her boys. Again, it's just wild to me. I know the reactions. Over the next couple of days, the reactions that are going to be coming out from Black Americans about this are going to be stupid. And it's going to show that our focus is in the wrong areas. So you'll probably see me making more videos on this topic because there's likely going to be a litany of videos coming out, like I said, over the next week. So anyway, guys, that's all I've got for now. Don't forget I have a free email newsletter. I send that out every morning around 7 a.m. Central. The link is in my profile. Click that link, drop your email in. It's
Truth. That this is a racist ass country. We gotta tell them the truth. Who done you stop that cool ass shit? Nobody want to hear about what we do to each other. We talk about what they doing to us.
That was it. She said the whole thing out loud. She doesn't want to talk about what we're doing to each other, which is the actual problem. She doesn't want to talk about our mindsets, which are the actual problem. She doesn't want to talk about our decision making, which is the actual problem. If Karmelo Anthony would have been taught how to make better decisions, he wouldn't even be in the situation to begin with. But she's not going to say that. They're out protesting, not wanting Karmelo Anthony to be found guilty after he stabbed somebody through the heart at a track meet with a knife he was not supposed to have in a place he was not supposed to have it. And if he would have been taught, look, if someone's coming with fists, you handle that with fists. You don't grab a weapon immediately, especially in a more of a controlled situation like a track meet. If he was like caught late at night in an alleyway, totally different conversation. His life was not in danger. Rather than working with these, he decided to grab a knife and stab it through somebody's chest. As a teenager in high school, again, at a track meet. But now let's go back to this woman, because I think this is like almost the epitome of what is the problem with Black Americans today in this country. So remember what she said. She said, we don't want to talk about what we do to each other. We want to talk about what they do to us. That's what Black people in general, not all of us, but too many of us, the vast majority of us, love to focus on. And she said, talking about what we do to each other is coon shit. Nobody want to hear about that coon shit? Whatever she said, something like that. Here are 5 names: Tayel Coates, Jamonte Shaw, Antone Little, Malik Moore, and D'Angelo Scott. All 5 of those right there are Black teen males that have been murdered this year. In these cases, 90% of the time, they are murdered at the hands of another Black person. That's not coon shit. That's facts. And this is one of the problems that Black people as a whole in this country have. But we weren't protesting about the fact that these 5 people were killed. But now we're out in the streets and we're mad and we're outraged because a Black man is found guilty after he stabbed somebody through the heart. And the person he stabbed happened to be white. And that's why we're so up in arms and so, emotional about this. But this is what we do. So in 2024, there were 15,795 murder victims. About half of them were Black. Of the half that were murdered, 90% of the people that murdered them were Black. So over 7,000 Black people were murdered at the hands of other Black people in 2024. And we really didn't do much about it. Oh, okay. If you truly care about Black boys' lives, this is where the problem is. This isn't about protecting a Black boy. Black boys die every day and these people say nothing. It's more about trying to win in a race battle that really no longer exists. It's counterproductive when we put too much energy into the wrong areas, and this is a perfect example. It's stupid. I'm probably going to make a part 2 of this video, but that's all I've got for now. Don't forget I have a free email newsletter. Send that out every morning, 7 a.m. Link is in my profile.
We heard. And you ought to be ashamed of yourself. You need to be ashamed. You need to be ashamed. Because that's really dogs that was in there.
Notice what it was about. She said, you guys ought to be ashamed because that was one of y'all's that was in there. Meaning the Black law enforcement officers ought to be ashamed because a Black boy was just convicted of murder after he stabbed somebody through the heart and killed them. Anyone being reasonable about this can say, yes, he should not have had a knife there and he should not have stabbed Austin Metcalf in the chest. And he killed him, so there's likely going to be consequences for that. What you just watched is the reason most Black people just simply are ignoring that reality. They're siding with Karmelo Anthony simply because he's Black. That's it. Think about why she said they ought to be ashamed, because that's one of yours in there. She wasn't saying, hey, was this the right verdict that the jury came to? I mean, I don't even know why she's shaming police officers or state troopers. I don't know if they're police officers or state troopers. Either way, it was about the fact that they're Black, he's Black. That means you should be on his side and you shouldn't be helping enforcing any laws around this place. This is why you see Black people in many cases around the country losing their mind right now, because they're automatically siding with Karmelo Anthony because he's Black. If roles were reversed, exact same case, set of facts, they would then want the conviction. Then they'd be saying a Black boy was murdered at the hands of a white boy and that white boy needs to be held accountable. That's what they would be saying. Because again, it's not actually about the facts, what's true, what's fair. It's about siding with Black people and Black people not getting the short end of the stick, or in reality, just being held accountable. This is one of our problems, because when you're this pro-black, no matter what, it hijacks your ability to reason. And you say dumb things, you do stupid things, you run yourself out of opportunities, you lack accountability. This is one of Black Americans' biggest problems. And overall, our biggest problem in the country right now is this. But when you say that, you get called a coon, a Sambo. Many of us don't like to hear the harsh reality. And the harsh reality is Black people have to be better. Black people siding with other Black people simply because they're Black is what makes Black Americans, and honestly, the laughing stock of all the races. They just don't do it to your face. Or maybe I should say most other races. I don't know if I can say all, but most, I would say. So we have to stop siding with people because they're Black. Black people do things that are wrong. And we have to start actually using our mind, wanting to become better, talking about self-accountability, looking in the mirror and say, what decisions am I making consistently that are affecting my life and the people around me's life in a negative way, and then working to fix that. Saying, you know what, we need to do better. We need to stop having children with a bunch of different people who don't raise them. There are a ton of things we need to do that we ignore while focusing on white people and pointing a finger. It's time for that to stop. Don't forget, guys, free email newsletter, send that out every morning. The link is in
that was a 3-part. He did a 3-part series on what he had to say about it. I want to play this one too.
Make sure I know who this is. Of course not. This is Tahari Knox of Flint, Michigan, killed by a stray bullet. One of the 600 Black kids killed by stray bullets in the inner city every single year. Y'all don't know about this case because y'all too busy paying attention to this, or this, or this, or whatever the liberal establishment tell y'all to pay attention to and have fake outrage about. That's why nobody take you niggas seriously. I don't know nothing about the Karmelo Anthony case. I don't know, and I don't care. Why? Because y'all have fake outrage about it. Whatever it take to be outraged about, y'all niggas is look, y'all niggas ain't serious about nothing. What's sad about this case right here is that it's still unsolved. The majority of cases in the inner city that happen like this goes unsolved for the same reason why there's a TV show that's been on air for 20 years called The First 48, which means if you don't solve the crime within the first 48 hours, there's so much more crime to get to. It goes into cold cases. But y'all niggas don't care. Y'all niggas don't care when a nigga kill another nigga. Because y'all brains are just being controlled. Whatever y'all are fake outraged about, I do not pay no attention to because it's all fake. You don't care about the Black babies. You don't care about the Black kids. You don't care nothing about Black. You don't care nothing about the whole Black Lives Matter. You really don't. It's just something for y'all niggas to do. Oh, Black. Y'all like goofy, man. Y'all don't understand. They're playing y'all every single day. They're playing y'all. These Black celebrities are getting paid to keep y'all broke and brainwashed. Y'all don't care nothing about this stuff. Like I said, 650 kids are shot by stray bullets every single year and killed in the inner city. I hear nothing about it because y'all too busy paying attention to this. You want to know who pays attention to this stuff? The organizations I'm a part of. We share like the stuff like this. But y'all don't. Y'all are too busy just being handled. Y'all brains, oh, look over here. This is what's going on. Some guy got shot by an Asian guy at a liquor store, whatever the hell it was. I don't even know. Only thing I do know is that whatever y'all are fake outrage about, I'm not paying attention to it because y'all niggas is all fake. You don't care nothing about the Black kids. I say this all the time. Black kids are graduating from high school reading at the 3rd grade level. Do y'all care? No, y'all too busy focusing on what the executive branch is doing. Y'all niggas ain't serious about nothing. Y'all don't care nothing about Black people. Y'all don't care nothing about the Black lives. Y'all don't care nothing about the Black kids. Y'all only care when the mainstream propaganda machine tell y'all to care because it's a different race involved. Okay? Y'all defend the Black killers. Y'all ignore the Black people that are being killed unless it's being killed by a different race. And they tell y'all to have fake outrage about it. Yo, there's something not real. Y'all are the fake. For y'all to claim y'all be some real niggas, y'all are the fakest people on the planet, man. I don't take y'all seriously. Y'all are a joke. They sure know who this is.
And that's how, and guess what?
This is Tahari Knox.
That's how everybody's starting to look at Black. Like y'all not, and again, like this white boy told y'all, not only do nobody take y'all serious, all that we not, man, forget y'all. Forget y'all. This is what this, and guess what? They right. You can't get mad at them. That's almost like this is an analogy I use. Let's say, for instance, I got a girlfriend and our neighbors across the street who we have a good relationship with come to the house. We eat at their house once a week. They eat at our house once a week. They married. right? They married, and I got a girlfriend, right? And one day every day down there, every day we see him outside slapping her or pushing her to the ground. The dude, the husband. And one day at dinner, I raised my voice at my girlfriend, and they get outraged about it. Or he get outraged. You shouldn't talk to her like that. Guess who the black people is in that? They the married couple. I would look at him and say to myself, you beat your wife every day, and you got your nerve to tell me about raising my voice to my girlfriend? Are you kidding me? I wouldn't take that person serious. It's stuff going on and I'm at the point now, and I get it. But we at the point now where I sometimes can't even believe, right? I'm sometimes at disbelief that we are really outraged about a Chinese guy killing a black kid, a black kid killing the white kid and getting found guilty. We are more outraged about the whole month of July have been complete about outrage for black people for them. You know how many little Pookies and little Ray Rays and little Tyrone that got killed in the inner city all across America that you haven't even heard about? Little girls, like, you know how much, and nobody's saying that? I can't even believe. Listen, bro, and this with all due respect, and I say this all the time, black people, shut up. Black people need to have their nose somewhere in the wall, hoping and praying, Lord, please fix my community. Please, but before they pray, fix the community, before they pray for that new Mercedes so they can get on Facebook and stuff, Lord, please help nobody. Don't ask me my opinion on nothing. I don't even, listen, black people shouldn't be saying anything unless you somebody who coming up with a solution on point somebody to God, course correcting its culture and having a whole culture reset. But when it comes to white people and race, you shouldn't even be opening your mouth. Your mouth should not be open. You should be ashamed to do this. But like he said, if they tell y'all to do it, y'all gonna do it. Y'all not even gonna think, y'all gonna skip the logical part. But you know what I understand? And I'm about to let him speak, but I speak about this all the time. Most black people have very, 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 very low IQ. I'm talking about IQ in the dump. Let's go look at this video. What?
Okay. So
So the Karmelo Anthony guilty verdict came down. Everybody knew that it was coming. And I think what's really interesting about all this is that it's really only the fringiest of the fringe low IQ black people that are actually being like, oh, this is a travesty. This is a miscarriage of justice. He didn't do nothing. He was just a good boy. Like, it's really just like the dumbest blacks that you see kind of like saying that on social media. Because if you notice, and nobody's talking about this, but if you notice, you don't see any real mainstream, like serious, legitimate black activists talking about. Like, you don't see Ben Crump on this. You don't see Van Jones on this. You don't see even Al Sharpton on this. All of those people knew that this was a loser back when all of this happened a year and a half ago or whatever. So they stayed away from it. And they're staying away from it now because they know to be writing for Karmelo Anthony and to be pretending as if this was acceptable behavior. It's just like stupid. It just like makes you look stupid. And all the black people that are really writing for this on social media, like, it's low IQ and it is like actually racist. Because what you are actually telling me is that you're excusing murder because of racial solidarity with somebody. And that to me is crazy. But then again, that's where the low IQs are right now.
And listen, you know another thing about it? Not only is they justifying it through racial tribalism or, oh, he black. These people got children. And you got children. Man, if I had children, I was black, the last thing I would be doing is celebrate somebody else there. Man, you Negroes' children kill each other like flies every day in a hood near you. You want that kind of karma to come back on you? You want that kind of karma to come back on you when you know you already, as a black person, living around other black people, unless you got a check and you didn't move around on racist white people like y'all like to do. But in most cases, black people stay around black people. You mean to tell me y'all Negroes on social media mad about this and justifying this, and if it was your child, you wouldn't be doing that? And I've seen it. I've seen it over the years. I've seen when the George Floyd situation, everybody supposedly hated cops, and it was just no. But these the same people who let something happen to their loved one. They want the cop to work over. They don't even want him to go home. They want him to work around the clock to find the killer. These people are not to be taken serious. They're not. They're not. And it makes all of us look bad. We're in a dangerous situation right now, man. We in a dangerous situation, man. I got a few more exhibits I'm gonna play. And what this is? Oh, I'm about to say, this the type of stuff I be talking about. I want to show you something. Y'all think I be lying? Y'all think I be kept? What is this? Oh, I'm tripping. I left. Got Boosie talking about he donating $500,000. Well, I don't believe that, but he donating $500,000 to his defense again. And it's the people who they look up to, the Carishas, who else? Cardi B, and all of these people who got money, because that's all black people work. So you got money and clout, black people are listening to anything you say and they'll do it. These people are so dumb and stupid and just they don't even have a Cardi B, Carisha, Lil Boosie. These people don't even have a brain. They have a skull filled with blood. They have no, you feel me? What you talking about, you Boosie, the same dude who had a little dude killing people in town, all over town. But now you talking about putting $500,000 on the defense for one black kid because he killed a white boy and got found rightfully guilty. Over sentence, maybe, but if I was Austin Dad, I wouldn't be saying that. I'd be saying he should have got life. You feel me? And you got kids right now in the summertime outside. You see them, you pass by, they at the corner with their signs, trying to get money donated to their sports team and all this here. And you're going to skip over them. All of the black children that dying every day in the hood, their mama didn't have life insurance, so they got to put up a GoFundMe and sell pork chop sandwiches. The children that might have just graduated don't know what they're going to do. You could have spent $500,000 on a college fund, anything like that there. And this is why people like Boosie have a ceiling. This is why people like Boosie and Jay-Z, they'll never be in the same ceiling. Not just talent, but this why, because he can't think. See, when you do stuff like that, a lot of people take you off a lot of people X you out quietly. Because see, this is the thing. White people are the quiet majority. Black people are the loud minority, right? And if you want to throw the white liberals in there, they still the loud minority. But white people are the quiet majority. They play the systematic game, as I mentioned at the beginning of the video. So see, Boosie, I'm going to show you how stupid Boosie is. You got 500,000 like that to just go ahead on and put on a nigga defense that it ain't go. I mean, if he get this appeal, I don't know who I'm with around. But sometimes paperwork have loopholes and that can get you, you know what I'm saying? I done seen people that was guilty that got stuff overturned over a loophole. That's the only thing I see happening. But just off the facts and everything we got now, it's nothing he can do in no appeal. And parole, who knows if that's gonna happen? That even though that's 17 years down the line, right? So you boosted somebody who had a young boy the same age kid, and now you're gonna put that on somebody just because they killed a white boy. There's people in these higher ups that's ex, but he already probably been on the blacklist. But for sure, let's scratch him out. See somebody like Drake. You know what Drake would have did? Drake would have put $500 on a college fund and pick this amount of kids. And what that does is that makes people look at you in a different light, make you more family friendly. So it opened other major doors for you. And not only that, somebody might match that 500,000, and that 500,000 might pay for 50 kid college tuition. And now somebody that matched that, and now you, because of what you did, your initiative, 100 children got to get a free education. But Boosie can't think that far. He'd rather give it to a young black YN who killed a white boy instead of all the other black people, black children all over the world that's trying to do things and they need finance. He's skipping over all of them, but he gonna give $500,000. He got children all over the goddamn United States, and he gonna give, and probably he probably never even left because this Boosie, I think Boosie and they're like, Charles and White, these people, they mildly retarded. You know what I'm saying? That's just how I think. But anyway, I digress. And so you gonna give it to him. That's just how dumb they is. Well, let me play this right quick. I want to play this for my girl Raven. I think her name. Let me see. Y'all got it. I want people to follow her.
You telling me
Her name is Raven Hartwell on TikTok, Instagram. Very, very beautiful. Well, she married, so I don't want to compliment her, but she's a beautiful black lady, and she's very smart. And she like me. She don't really subscribe to the conservatism. She subscribed to godliness, which overrides all of that. But let's listen to what she got to say on this.
You telling me a grainy video is shown to jurors, but it was shown in 4K clear to the people that witnessed it? No witness on that stand had that little man's back. None, 0 out of 21 people being questioned. Come on, man, I'm done with all of that. I feel the same way about white people, the same way they feel about my people. Yeah, try one of us.
Sounds like somebody needs a nap, because I completely understand how it feels to be so tired, but then to misdirect all of my frustration in the wrong direction. It sounds like so many people are running away from accountability as well as responsibility rather than running to it, taking it, reevaluating our community and our boys' influence, and teaching them the right thing rather than teaching them to always be victims. We glorify YNs, we glorify anger, we glorify unforgiveness and hatred, and then get mad when the system judges you based on your actions. With all of that that's built up in your heart, woe to those who call evil good and good evil. Judge according to favoritism, which is in and of itself sin. Your hatred is blinding you, and through it, I
gotta let that run back. Something she just said.
Community and our boys' influence, and teaching them the right thing.
Woe to those who call good evil and evil good. Let's continue.
Then teaching them to always be victims. We glorify YNs, we glorify anger, we glorify unforgiveness and hatred, and then get mad when the system judges you based on your actions. With all of that that's built up in your heart, woe to those who call evil good and good evil. We judge according to favoritism, which is in and of itself sin. Your hatred is blinding you, and through it you are conceiving a generation of Black boys to only go to jail, never amounting to anything.
Ooh. Shout out Dimple 600. Shout out to you. I appreciate that comment. And you know what? Unfortunately, that's a sad situation. And that's why they're in the situation that they're in and the situation that they're going to continue to be in. But again, like I say, that's problematic for everybody. But you are 100% correct. They will not support this viewpoint, most of them. But again, that's why Proverbs 29:1 is their portion.
Karmelo Anthony's supporters, listen to this.
You kids today are nothing but punks. Sissified. So quick to pick up a gun. You're scared to take an ass whipping. This is what makes you a man. When I was growing up, this was all the protection we needed. You win some, you lose some. But you live to fight another day.
You see, the amount of you guys in the comments saying, well, they shouldn't have touched him, they shouldn't have put their hands on him, so he should murder someone? He should murder someone? If this was your kid, because this is what's killing me about it. The Black community, fights happen amongst teenagers. Let's take away every other bit of the situation. Let's take away the fact that he was in their tent when he was not supposed to be. Let's take away the fact that they asked him to leave multiple times and he didn't. Let's take away the fact that he brought a knife to a school event. If this was a group of Black kids and one Black kid shoved a different Black kid, none of you would say that the other kid should stab him in the heart. And that is what's pissing me off about your comments and your stupid support for this kid. Every one of you is failing Karmelo Anthony. His parents failed him. His community has failed him. Anyone that did not teach him to walk away, de-escalate the situation, you failed him. That's just what it is. And please trust and believe. I'm from Brooklyn, New York. I'm raising a little girl, and I tell her, if someone puts their hands on you, you have every right to fight back. But fighting back is not murdering someone. It's not.
Period.
Boys fight all the time. Teenage boys fight all the time. It doesn't end in murder.
Point blank,
I need y'all to
period.
stop this. For real. As Pop said, you're sissified. For real. You're scared to take an ass whooping. And you're telling these kids, oh, it's okay to... Just, 2 days ago? Here in the Bronx? A kid was told by an older man, yo, stop talking so loud on the phone. And this kid turned around and unalived him. These YNs are coming from your households. These YNs need someone like Pop to stop them on the way out the door. Say, put down that weapon. Pick up some pride. Pick up some self-respect. Be a man. And y'all that are supporting Karmelo, instead of saying, we failed him, let's do better with the next one. Y'all are the problem, not me for calling it out.
Shout out to hashtag Marion. Hashtag Marion. If you want to go follow her, she real dope.
Hey, what's up, y'all? What y'all doing? So we all heard the verdict that Karmelo Anthony was found guilty today. And as usual, some Black people are upset.
What do you want us to do? What do you want us to do at this point? What? I'm lost for it. I don't know what to do. I got 5 boys. I don't know what. I ain't got nothing to tell them no more.
If you have 5 boys, I'm going to tell you what to tell them, okay? I'm going to tell you. Tell them to put down the knives, okay? Tell them to put down the pew-pews, okay? Tell them to leave people the fuck alone. Tell them if they take somebody's life, they will go to jail for the rest of their lives, okay? Tell them to talk it out, okay? Whatever anger or whatever chip they have on their shoulder about anything or anybody, tell them to talk their feelings out. Or go get a fucking counselor.
I want to stop right there for a second. Instead of using this situation and making it about race and making it like he did something, this should be a time where Black people are using this situation. Not on the internet, they doing on the internet cool, but sitting their children down or any youth that they know and love around saying, look, one mistake, listen, anytime you get into it with somebody, first of all, always the best way to win a war is to not be in a war. Number one. That's number one. But if somebody put their hand on you, get in a situation, fight that person. If you lose, you lose. Fight them again or let it go. But never get into a situation where you that heated where you want to stab or sue somebody, because if you do, if you allow your emotions to get you to that point, this is what can happen. This is what can happen. You can get 35 years and your whole life gone. This is what can happen. Oh, well, Karmelo's still young. Still, you gonna be in prison for 35. I mean, at least 17, at least. Are you serious? And it could have been worse. It could have been that. But right now, we under a law and order president. That's why crime is at its lowest ever. And guess what? You getting that justice system right now? Like Plies, he making a video, man, Black men stay out of the courtroom. So hold on. This white boy got killed by a Black dude. He got judged righteously. Again, did he get over Senate? Maybe so. But again, if Austin was my son, I'd be singing a different tune. But Plies, you taking this opportunity to tell Black men to stay out of the courtroom, you just doing that? I mean, I know you made the song 100 years, about 100 years ago, but still, you should be on social media every day using your voice to say that. Tell them stop killing each other. Tell them stop aborting their babies. All of the things that really affecting the Black community. Every day, you on there worried about Trump and white people. Because again, you probably are paid, or I don't know what's, because your rap career been over with. So now you're an activist for the Democratic Party, which is, again, just very feminine and demonic. You know, Plies is a male feminine. If something ever was to come out about him, I would believe it, because he give gay any man, I don't care who you is, but it seems to be only Black man, blaming another man for anything going on in your life, you're feminine and demonic. That is feminine and demonic. Women and children can get away with it, but not men. I want to just say that. Use this opportunity to tell your children, number one, get out of people's tent if they ask you to leave. And if they ask you to leave, they spit on you. Don't kill them, fight them.
You're off somebody. Because I know if it was my son, that your son unalived, I will want him under the ground. Okay? And there is a stupid and embarrassing part about all of this, okay? His raggedy ass family raised all that money for that boy for his travel. And you know what the fuck they did? They went out and bought a home, cars, material shit while your son is sitting on trial for murder. So that tells you the parents was fucked up too. They didn't give a damn about their son. They didn't even damn about.
That's another thing. After that interview, that's the reason why I stopped feeling sorry for them. Because clearly you can see that they are the family. They the type black people who've been telling their son his whole life that white people is the enemy. White people this, white people that. And so you mean to tell me a white boy gonna tell me to get up? Hell no. And now look at the situation. His parents is to blame.
Him giving that money to a defense team to try to defend him. No, he got a public defender. And they took that money and took it to the housing and cars and maybe jewelry and stupid shit. So even if he was trying to claim self-defense, it wasn't going to work anyway. Your parents fucked you up. Now both of y'all gone. What a tragedy, just because of your dumb decisions. And you couldn't be a man to talk it out or just to leave somebody to fuck alone. And the moral of the story is, for all the parents that's out there with their raggedy ass kids going rampant and going crazy outside, acting like they don't got no home training, get your motherfucking kids in check, okay? Because if it would have happened to mine, God forbid, because I can't even say what I do on this one, okay? So get y'all raggedy ass kids in check, okay?
That's Janet, little girl. That's the name of her Instagram, Janet, little girl. Y'all want to go follow her. Great content. I think I'm going to play a few more videos. Let's go to this one. This one was funny.
Karmelo Anthony has been found guilty, as he should, over the incident that happened more than a year ago of him stabbing that boy at that Frisco track meet. Let me be very clear, people. First off, that family raised over $600,000 damn dollars that was supposed to be the main purpose to the boy attorney fees. They gave this boy a public defender. You want to know why, in my humble opinion? Because his family, his parents looked at that situation, knew exactly that boy had no chance at all. So what they did was they went to go spend the money on damn houses and materialistic things, such as dodo brain black people do, all right, and threw that boy under the bus, all right. Number two, his own witnesses, keep in mind, who were all black. Basically, they didn't throw him under the bus. They told the truth. All right. Let me tell you what happened. First off, let me start off by saying this. The Democratic Party has literally taught and possessed black men and women in this country to hate white folks. Oh, you better not talk. Meanwhile, Don Lemon is getting pumped out by a white man every night. You look at black representatives that represent the Democratic Party, all of them are getting pumped out by white folks. And yet they try to possess you. They try to convince you that white folks are bad. Oh, black folks, oh, they oppress you. Oh, they bad. So the youth, the black youth, is already under this possessed mentality of, oh, I ain't gonna tolerate nothing from a white man, no matter what.
Exactly.
That boy provoked this situation. He went over there and the other team 10, okay, provoking this boy. There was witness there that said that the boy did not want no problem. He told Karmelo Anthony that this is a track meet. I want no problem whatsoever. But no, Karmelo Anthony wanted to be somebody cool. He wanted to be a poser. And he walked his butt over there messing with people, provoking people. Until that boy had enough to push him. Then you gonna claim self-defense? No. He runs through the night, right? And take off. That's not no damn self-defense. You went over there fishing for a problem. And now that the day is here, you found guilty, now you want to cry? You want to cry, boy? That's what you want to do? You are trying to make the society make it. And you know, this is America, so it's always going to be a black and white thing. That did the same thing with O.J. Simpson. Unfortunately, you have white folks and black folks trying to make this into a damn race thing, led by the Democratic Party, okay? But if you're a conservative and you have common sense, like most of us conservative, you will realize that this isn't a black or white thing. This is common damn sense.
I gotta give y'all his Instagram.
Karmelo Anthony has been found guilty, as he should. Now that
what that dude's name is? Ed Galvatron Paris. Ed Galvatron Paris. That's his Instagram. He be popping it too. And now here we got to talk about this idiot, Charleston White. Which I always tell y'all about Charleston White. He's a broken clock. He's a Umar Johnson, Charlemagne the God, Stephen A. Smith. All of these dudes are broken clocks. And what do we know about a broken clock? We know that a broken clock is right 2 times a day, but you can't count on it. So they'll say something that sounds good and juicy every now and then that make a little sense, but you can't count on them for no type of information, no type of education, no type of wisdom, nothing. They all void of that. When you talk about people like Charleston White, again, I could be wrong. I could be wrong, but I feel like he's mildly retarded. So he's another dummy who is allegedly saying, and first he sung a new tune. The first he was saying that the dude was guilty and all this, but he somehow got with the family or whatever. I don't know, you know what I'm saying? Now he talking about he putting this amount of money and all this and all that, which I think is cap. Because you know, Charleston White he really a clown. Like people look at Charleston White, a nigga who we laugh at, not laugh with. You know what I'm saying? Charleston White is a clown. But I want to play this one right quick, real fast. Hold on, man.
I'm going to tell you why they're not bringing up the fact that these both guys knew jujitsu. We're not even going to worry about
it. Care if them niggas knew. I don't care if them niggas knew what they knew. Them dudes was in their tent not bothering nobody. Idiot. Let's play the video.
And I'm going to tell you why they're not bringing up the fact that these both guys knew jujitsu. We're not even going to worry about them not bringing it up.
Charleston, shut your stupid ass up. Talk about they knew jujitsu. And I like his content. Nigga, you sound so fucking dumb. God, you losing too many people with this, you dickhead. They knew jujitsu. They didn't know him. Therefore, he didn't know they knew jujitsu. Therefore, he wasn't afraid for his life. The nigga was a fucking psycho. You dumb nigga. Fuck out of here, you dumb fuck.
And I'm going to tell you.
I want to try to hear this woman, this beautiful woman. I came across her. And let me see the other dude I just played because he's funny. I want to give y'all his Instagram.
And I'm going to tell you why they're.
His name is, in case y'all want to go follow him on Instagram, great content. I am DJ Green. And the next video I'm about to play from a lady by the name of
If Austin Metcalf was a kid.
It is African Lioness. Beautiful black woman. Amazing. Amazing.
Who stabbed and murdered Karmelo Anthony. If Austin Metcalf.
And she's just basically about to show you Negro why y'all not taking seriously and why nobody, even y'all coworkers, those white people and all these people at y'all job, y'all think they like y'all, they in y'all face, they smile, they know they gotta treat y'all like that because y'all play a race card, like y'all very violent, y'all like to fight. So, but they laugh at y'all soon as they get away from y'all. They sometimes laugh at y'all in y'all face. Y'all just got IQ that's so low y'all don't even know it. But she about to show why y'all not taking serious.
Was a kid who stabbed and murdered Karmelo Anthony. The black community will not be out there keeping the same energy. No, they wouldn't. They wouldn't be out there protesting to prove that he's innocent or to have his case dismissed. They will be out there screaming racism, claiming that this was a hate crime. They will be out there rioting in the streets. They will be out there looting businesses, which also includes Black businesses. They will be out there burning buildings, all in the name of wanting justice. But in this case, a Black boy happens to be the one who murdered a white boy, so the Black community doesn't give a flying flip about what the video proves or what the witnesses say to prove that he was an agitator or the aggressor or a murderer. As long as you're a murderer and a criminal who happens to be Black, you are the best candidates that the Black community would support and defend. But are we surprised though? Absolutely not.
I think that's it for this show, because that's what, 125. I like to try to get everything shut down at 1:30. But I might have to show you. I want to show this because this one was real fun. Because I got a whole bunch of, so I don't know, this might be a 3-part series because I got a lot more. And I got a lot of commentary I want to add too. So
I don't know about you guys, and I don't know who needs to hear this, but I'm not surprised that Karmelo Anthony is guilty. Like, the only thing that's surprising to me is that it almost took an entire year for the American justice system to convict a murderer. No, it was not a defense trial. If someone tells you to leave, right? If someone tells you to leave a certain place and you are not from that place, you should leave. And if you don't leave, they have the right to remove you. Now, just because they can remove you from their property, because once again, this was a different school, you cannot plunge a dagger in their heart. Oh, but Randy, he pushed him. If he laid his hands on him, that's self-defense. That's like somebody flicking me in my forehead and I respond by shooting them in the fucking face. There's levels to which you can handle things because we are civilized human beings. I mean, personally, I'm not above a good scrap. I think a lot of things in society, if we fought them out, they'd be fine. So if you get pushed, if you get shoved, just throw the hand. You know, what's the worst that could happen? Somebody gets hurt, somebody gets a black eye, you know what I mean? Nobody dies. And you're not in jail. And just imagine you're like the kid's mom or dad, right? And you get a call from the police officer or the school saying, hey, your son got into an altercation with another kid. And the kid pushed him. And your kid responded by plunging a dagger into his heart and killed him. Like, how could you fix your face as a parent and say to yourself, I'm going to stand by my son, even though he's just committed murder? Me personally, I don't want that nigga in my house. Like, this is not the kid I raised. My kid would never bring a knife to school, let alone plunge it into somebody's heart. I don't want that nigga near my wife and my other kids and my dog. Throw that nigga in jail. And then once again, this is where like the tribalism comes from. You know what I mean? Only in the Black community can you commit murder. And you could have thousands of dollars in GoFundMe donations. And on top of that, thousands of supporters wanting you to be free. And then you'll have Black people talking about how unfair and rigged the American justice system is. Talking about what is our sons going to think now that they're living in a world that's so against them? Like, just don't commit murder. It's not that difficult. Just stop committing murder and you won't go to jail. It's that simple. And we never really talk about all the dumb shit that a lot of Black people get away with within the court system these days. Even though nobody's talking about this man right here, the man that set a young girl on fire is not even being held accountable for his actions, because for a second time, he's been labeled as mentally incompetent to stand trial.
Wow.
Why are Black people like this? Because most Black people are children. As soon as they don't get what they want, they label the game unfair or the system is rigged because they didn't get what they wanted. But on the flip side, if they do win, they'll glow in your face and be one of the most miserable people that you've ever been around. The moral of the story is, if you don't want to go to jail, don't commit murder. That's pretty much it. Hope this helps.
And that's the Black Conservative, man. The Black Conservative _ on Instagram. And I'm gonna finish with this one, just some humor. I'm gonna finish with this one, man. And I'll see y'all either tomorrow or Monday. I think I gotta go. So I don't know if it'll be tomorrow, but I definitely will see y'all Monday for sure with part 2 of this. Thank y'all for coming out, man. And this is the last video.
Y'all bitch ass motherfucking white people convicted another Black man who innocently stabbed a white kid. Y'all motherfuckers know you can't be touching Black folk no more, okay? This royal blood. This shit ain't no different than George Floyd, Trayvon Martin. It's some motherfucking bullshit, okay? Free Karmelo. Y'all better be posting your black squares or y'all ain't gonna get this black ass. And if the black community doesn't donate their money to my Cash App, then y'all gonna let Karmelo suffer. I need my motherfucking reparations for what y'all did to Karmelo. Tyler Perry, Oprah, if y'all hearing this, please donate some money to me. Free me from these shackles of white tyranny.
That's Brandon Domino effect. Brand Domino effect, man. But that's it for the night, man. Like I said, I don't know. I might see y'all tomorrow. I got a dinner I gotta go to. Do something tomorrow night. So I don't know if I'm gonna do it. I might do it early in the day, but if not, I will for sure see you guys Monday afternoon. Monday after 5. God bless. Y'all be blessed. I'm gonna see y'all soon.
I could have been stopped doing this shit. Only reason I do this shit cause the real niggas asked me to. A fake nigga couldn't relate to me. Top gunners, check me out. Only us, check me out. Strap her with a kilo, check me out. Put her on the bus, check me out. Stand up nigga, check me out. Always 100, check me out. You can bring the work back, check me out. If you don't want it, check me out. See mama love me, that's my baby. But papa left me, yeah he left me. I put a bitch on timeout if she upset me, that's a fact. Fuck with me, you won't regret me. Still on the mind of every hoe trying to forget me. I get them things across the border. Your man on trial, but you won't go get him a lawyer. What's up with that? You popping bottles, you getting fly, but you don't send commissary to niggas that's inside. See, we don't coincide, we don't live by the same rules.